Respect, it must be very difficult if you are Meghan Markle. Yes, you've been incredibly ill-mannered, treated people badly, trashed, of course, your husband's family, and couldn't be less diplomatic if you tried. But the bottom line is, every time you come out with something, well, seemingly everybody is against you. It's a strange thing, isn't it? You know, when you look at, say, the likes and the dislikes of that recent trailer for her forthcoming cooking show on the streaming giant Netflix, you think, wow, if I was Netflix, I'd be really looking at that and thinking, was this a wise move? How could we wrap this up? All of that sort of stuff. And as we saw recently with, of course, Prince Harry, his ill-fated return back to the broadcasting airwaves, as it were, with his polo show has been an unmitigated disaster because, again, seemingly he didn't feel he needed to promote it. And he thought his good friend Nachos would be a draw to make everybody watch it. It's quickly disappeared without trace, a little bit like the Heart of Invictus and, of course, the business show. Seemingly for Harry and Meghan, the only thing that people are interested in is the soap opera style gossip of what they said, he said, and how badly this petulant young man feels his own family treated him, all while, of course, living in castles, palaces, and at the taxpayer's expense, or indeed his father's vast wealth. And I'm not having a go at him, I'm basically saying that is the truth. The reality of the real world is a lot harder, as many people know. When he announced on the Oprah Winfrey Show that he'd been cut off financially, you kind of think, you're not a 16-year-old. You're approaching your 40th birthday. What did you think was going to happen? You know? I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? But now the bigger problem is this, because Meghan Markle is finding that Prince Harry is not simply her knight in shining armour anymore. And she's got to find a way of making this, well, some people say, ill-fated cooking show a huge success. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. You're right. Well, I'm not bad actually, a little bit chilly now. It's apparently getting ready to snow, and you know, you can feel it because it's so cold out here. Don't worry, don't tell me off, I'm not cold myself, but you can feel it, you know what I mean? It's sort of going a bit of a white sky, that sort of thing. Yes, it's all a bit late, isn't it? This should have been around Christmas time. Chocolate box Christmas, that's what people want, isn't it? Yes, we don't want it now. Not when you've got to go back to work for a lot of people on the Monday and your Christmas holidays are coming to a close. Wrong time of year. You agree, of course. Some people might say that the sudden change of weather is definitely happening over in Montecito. You see, here's the deal. As we know, Meghan is back with this cooking show, but she's been told by her bosses at Netflix that she has to get out there and promote it. And I would say the same if I was them. Get out there and make sure you get people to watch it, good or bad. Now, there are apparently two things that she may do. Get this, behind the scenes, Jimmy Kimmel for NBC and for CBS, Stephen Colbert. Now, I'm not really fans of either one, if I'm truly honest, particularly Mr. Colbert when he was so disrespectful about Catherine, the Princess of Wales, where she was going through a terrible diagnosis and those ridiculous rumours of an affair. To do that and then not even really apologise, you know? I mean, CBS should hang their head in shame, truly. But NBC, of course, recently welcomed Prince Harry in that fake horror thing that Mr. Kimmel was trying to get going as an attraction. Now, according to both sides, and I have excellent sources in both shows, the bottom line is this, that yes, you know, they'd quite happily have her on, but they don't want to be dictated to just talking about that cooking show. They wanted to open up a little bit more. And apparently Meghan's reluctance. Well, that might have worked 2 or 3 years ago, sister, when people cared. Now the shoe's on the other foot. You have to do what television wants, and it happens to all of us. And the bottom line is, if you want to be paid, if you want success, then you have to open up. You have to break your own privacy to a bond, right? And this is where they're at right now, at stalemate, both, as I say, with Jimmy Kimmel and with Stephen Colbert. Now, one would suspect, I think she'll go with Colbert in the end because he's softer and doesn't really have the power to scratch away. He wouldn't dare, given what he did earlier last year, of course. Now, what I find fascinating about this is, do they truly think a orchestrated sit-down chat with either one of these is going to make people tune in? As I often say, would you? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.